Yo, man, YouTube family, back at it again, man, another video. You know what I mean? Hey, look, I'm at work right now, man. In case y'all didn't know, I'm a contractor for a company. It's called E2, Entrepreneur Empowerment, man. We out here in Alabama and Birmingham, revitalizing the hood, man. Buy back the block, man. We got millions. We got millions invested in this thing, man. The CEO of the company did 10 years in prison himself. I'm gonna interview him when I get the time to do that. You know, tell y'all a little glimpse of his story. You know what I mean? But right now, this our building. This the building we got. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a tax acquired building. You know what I mean? We bought this building for like $2,000, like straight up. This is like a $400,000-$500,000 building that was abandoned by taxes, and we was able to come and buy off the taxes, and now we own it. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story about the first violent incident that I got involved with in prison. All right. It went like this. I was about 5 years, I think, into my bid, and they had upped my security and sent me to a high-level security prison. And that's where shit go down, man. Like stabbings, bloody shit, murders, all that good stuff, all right? So this situation really wasn't even my situation. I got involved in it because one of my Muslim brothers, one of my ops, was involved in the situation, and we didn't know what was going on, so we jumped in it to aid and assist him in his situation. So at the time, it was like 10 or 11 Muslims in the dorm that I was in. So we all used to carry these little bitty little knives that we made, you know what I mean? It was like folded up aluminum, like from the pans out the kitchen. We would get these flat pans and we would fold them. We would fold them over, and then when you sharpen it, it kind of molds together and it becomes a knife. And they'd be like this big, this long. So at the time, I had a brother, his name was Ibrahim. So Ibrahim had a phone, had a cell phone. He had like 2 phones, but one of his phones, he would let a civilian use it. So the civilian guy, a civilian in prison is like somebody that's not affiliated with no organization. They not a gang member. They not a Muslim, they not nothing, they just by themselves. We call them civilians. So Ibrahim was letting a civilian, a friend of his, use his phone, one of his phones, but these blood guys in the dorm didn't know that it was Ibrahim's phone. So these blood guys went and ran up on a civilian dude and they stole his phone, all right? So when Ibrahim found out about it, Ibrahim went and confronted the blood guys like, hey, look, like y'all, I know y'all didn't know that was my phone that y'all took, but I need that back. So, you know, of course the guys got a little rowdy, you know what I mean? They got a little buck and was like, nah, you dead, nigga, that's a dub, it's over with, you can't get the phone back. So, at this time, I don't know any of this at the time. So me and my other Muslim brothers in the dorm, we actually in the middle of Salat. You know what I mean? That's the prayer for Muslims. We actually in the dorm performing Salat. But everybody keep their knives on them at all times. So I got my knife tucked inside of my hoodie. You know what I mean? And we in Salat. We ain't got no shoes on. We got our socks on in the middle of the floor offering Salat. Meanwhile, Ibrahim is having this confrontation up on the stairs with these blood guys, and we don't know what's going on. So we're in the middle of Salat, and next thing you know, we hear commotion. We hear big commotion. You know what I mean? We hear the blood start hollering, you know, they soo-woo, calling all they guys and all that, and Ak by himself. So he hollering Allahu Akbar. So all we heard was Allahu Akbar. So we instantly come out of Salat. We come out of Salat, we got our knives out, so we see what's going on. We run to the scene in our socks. So when I got to the scene, Ibrahim is fighting these guys off. You know what I mean? And he hit one dude in the neck, boom, on the steps. So the dude fell, and all the other blood guys he started hitting the other blood guys, but they started running, so they ran up the steps. So by this time that I got on the scene, the dude who he hit on the neck, he down on the steps. So I see him, so I jump on this dude. So I jump on him on the ground, so I'm hitting him. You know what I mean? I'm hitting him while he on the ground, he holding his neck, you know, holding his wound, so he down bad. So I'm hitting him while he down bad. Meanwhile, everybody else chasing these blood guys all around the dorm. So I'm hitting this dude, I'm hitting him so bad that my knife ended up bending. My knife bent like a fucking snake. That shit was bent like this and then bent like that. But I'm still hitting the nigga, right? And I got him on the ground, I got him down bad. Meanwhile, you know, I'm checking to make sure that nobody jump on me, but the blood niggas, all the rest of them, they preoccupied with the rest of my Muslim brothers up here. They end up running into a cell to try to wake up this other big blood guy. He was like a big swole nigga, but he was asleep. So they ran in, the bloods ran into his room and they woke him up. Meanwhile, Ibrahim behind them, hitting these niggas in the back while they running. So they go into the room to wake up the big swole blood nigga, and he wakes up, he grabs his mat that he was sleeping on, he grabs his mat and tries to push it towards the door so that Ibrahim couldn't come in. So now they got Ibrahim blocked outside the door and the rest of my ops behind him, they trying to push through. So they having like a tug of war with this mat, you know what I mean, trying to get past this mat. Meanwhile, I'm still hitting up this dude down here, whoever the fuck he was, and next thing you know, the police came. Finally, the police come, you know what I mean? Everybody come in, everybody get in your room, everybody get out of there. They start busting the big ass shotgun pepper spray. Boom, boom, that shit going off. You know what I mean? They hitting niggas with tasers and shit, everybody getting on the ground and shit. So I get off, dude, I lay down on the ground. They finna spray me with some pepper spray and shit. But I get down on the ground, you know what I mean? They put me in the handcuffs, you know what I mean? Everybody else locked down in their rooms. They took me and Ibrahim actually ended up in the same cell in the hole, and eventually we spent like 3 weeks in the hole at that particular prison, and then they eventually transferred me and Ibrahim to a whole nother prison after that incident. But that incident ended up popping off a whole war that lasted at that particular prison for the next couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like wars in prison, when it happened, we might go on lockdown, and then we might be on lockdown for about a week. Sometimes, if the situation ain't resolved, we'll get off lockdown, and the shit might pop again in a whole nother dorm with some niggas that didn't even have nothing to do with it. It's just how the shit go. So yeah, that was the first violent incident that I got involved with myself. You know what I mean? In prison, it's like a dog eat dog. It's like a dog eat dog world. You know what I mean? It's a killer be killed situation. You know what I mean? You either gonna transform yourself to a warrior, or you gonna be a bitch. You gotta choose which one. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, is you gonna stand up, or is you gonna be a pussy nigga? So you gotta choose one. So of course I chose to stand up. You feel me? I wouldn't have made it out 12 years if I wasn't a warrior, if I wasn't a lion. You know what I mean? The prison shit brought out the beast within me. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that in many ways, because I ain't never been no bitch now time in my life. So at the end of the day, that's how that go. We got many more, man, many more stories for y'all, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate the love, man. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm letting y'all know the real shit that's going on behind these walls, man. Ain't no capping, ain't no flexing, man. Everything is 100% authentic, man. So y'all stay tuned, man. Peace.